What down, family? It's your boy SCN TV, man. Coming back at y'all with some wise words. I know it's been a while since y'all heard from me. As I told y'all before about my situation, I said I was going to leave for a minute, but when I came back, I was going to be back permanently. Well, I'm almost home, so and shout out to the subscribers, shout out to everybody who love me, who's still with me. It is what it is, and I just want y'all to know that I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just not in a position right now to really drop videos like that, but it won't be much longer until I'm out permanently. I do want to speak on a couple things that have taken place since I've been locked up. For one, I'm going to start this off by talking about the Durk'S situation, right? So, there's a lot of people that say Durk is cooked, he's not coming home. You also have the side that's saying, they don't really have no proof on Durk that he may come home. We just seen a young thug look like he was fried, you know what I'm saying? But he ended up coming home. So, anything's possible. One thing I know, the feds will try intimidation tactics, and if those intimidation tactics don't work, then everybody keeps it silent, then, it's very likely that they can be beat. What I want to talk about, though, is Conspirator 4. Now, Conspirator 4 is who allegedly gave away Quando Rondo's location. So, Conspirator 4 has been named as David Brian Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, right? He's the one that allegedly gave away Quando Rondo's location. Now, how he actually got that location, I'm not 100% positive, but I do know that this is what being said according to the feds. Now, I'm coming from a whole different angle looking at this. And a lot of people may not agree with me, but in most instances, I'm able to see the forest, you know what I'm saying, through the trees, if that makes sense. I feel like Durk is a big part of the reason why he's locked up. And I feel like, depending, they may have evidence on him through his music. I feel like a big part of the reason that Durk is locked up is because of this culture where guys just won't shut the fuck up. Like, niggas talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Brick Baby was the first one that I heard that actually came out on YouTube in an interview and said that, well, they can't say get back for Vaughn no more because of the Young Pab shit. This is what Brick Baby said. It's still up. Last time I checked, that video, that interview was still up. And everybody knows that at the time, Brick Baby was definitely dealing with Durk. So he would have been privy to the information. And he's from LA. It was also said that Brick Baby was a big part of giving away Quando Rondo's location. This is nothing SN TV said. This is nothing SN TV made up. Brick Baby did a lot, I heard that Brick Baby is on this case. Now that I definitely can't verify, but, eventually we're going to see. The truth going to come to the light. We're going to see who gets subpoenaed. We're going to see who in the paperwork. We're going to see all of that. But I said all that to say this. Another one bites the dust, y'all. Durk's case is a prime example of grown-ass men, millionaires, that still are peer pressure. Everybody was saying, Durk, he need to slide for Vaughn. A lot of people was putting Vaughn's death on Durk. You know what I'm saying? And Durk had a lot of pressure on him. And just like he had a lot of pressure on him from the outside, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of pressure on him from the inside. People love Vaughn. I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys was like, man, look, man, we need to do something about this. You know what I'm saying? They made that man feel like he needed to do something. Yeah, he a grown-ass man that fell for the banana in the tailpipe. You know? We gotta stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Like, Vaughn was a grown-ass man that went out there and made a horrible decision. All of us felt some type of way, especially those of us that are from Chicago. We felt some type of way about the situation because an out-of-towner ended up taking the life of a beloved figure from Chicago. But if we just being honest, Vaughn was a killer himself. Vaughn had the karma coming. Vaughn said to himself that he was enjoying his life right now because he knew that something bad was eventually going to happen. Right? So the universe is not going to continue to let you get away with bullshit and not pay the piper. Like, at some point, you got to pay for what you out here doing. Like I said, you know, I don't know if Durk'S coming home or Durk'S going to end up doing some time or Durk'S going to end up with a life sentence. I don't know how that situation is going to play out. But I do know that he's fighting it. His lawyer was actually trying to get his case dismissed not too long ago. And it is what it is. We're going to see how this play out. But I hate to see this because it's definitely affecting, I'm pretty sure it's affecting his family life. I know it's affecting, you know, his rap career. He ain't doing nothing but get older. And this could actually take a while. This could take a while, you know? So, you know, we're going to see how this play out. But just let this be a lesson. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter what status you hold. You can be peer pressured if you're not careful. And a lot of people may not see it like that, but that's exactly what the hell this was. All that slide for fine and you ain't on nothing and all that. Listen, that shit don't mean nothing. Look at the position he in now. Slide for Vaughn. Real talk. This next topic I want to speak on is kind of crazy to me, but it's further let you know how they have a scope on these black celebrities, right? Smokey Robinson has been accused by 4 women of assault. I don't want to say the whole word because I don't know how YouTube is going to address that, but y'all all know about this situation. If you don't know about it, Google it. Just a little insight on what's taking place. He is being accused by his cook, his hairdresser, his personal assistant, and his housekeeper of assault. Now, they're saying that Smoke, who's 85 years old, by the way, he was popping out the shower on him in his robes, popping out, you know, letting that thing dangle, and taking them down, man. Taking them down, allegedly against their will. Now, there's a couple significant details dealing with this situation. One of them is that all of these women were allegedly immigrants. So these were immigrants that didn't have green cards and didn't want to get deported. You know? So it would make sense if this is true that, you know, hey, you don't want to get deported, you don't want to go back to El Salvador, Mexico, wherever you're from, you better be quiet right here. It was also said that Smokey was doing all of this at times when his wife was out of town. He allegedly took one down in the laundry room and in his garage. Now, this is supposed to be Jane Doe number 2. And like I said, he had a room called the Blue Bedroom where he did a lot too, allegedly. I don't know if this is true or not. Do I believe it? That's irrelevant. What I do know is, if you out there and you black, you got a real heavy scope on you right now. These women are eventually going to come out and they're going to put it out there. Primarily because they want some money. And whether you right or wrong, it's going to be looked at as you were wrong. So you gotta control yourself. You got what Drake say, I gotta watch my back, because I'm not just anybody. Like, you can't do the things that normal people do. Because years and years and years down the line, and boom, you end up being hit. Look at R. Kelly. He's singing from a prison cell now. And we those of us that are from Chicago knew this in the early 2000s, that he was a creep. It was a whole video came out with R. Kelly and a 14-year-old little girl. You see what I'm saying? So we knew that. And they hit him years down the line. Almost 2 decades later. So, man, look at Diddy, you know? He been doing them parties for years. They just not hitting him. Y'all gotta watch what y'all do. Y'all gotta be careful. Real talk. People ain't playing. I would say free Smoke, but I can't say free Smoke if Smoke was doing stuff like that. I don't promote that. I don't encourage that. I don't indulge in that. And, you know, that's some sick shit to even be fighting that charge or being accused of. So, we'll see how that play out. The last thing, something happened in Cincinnati. A situation took place in Cincinnati where a young 18-year-old boy lost his life, and also an officer of the law lost his life. Now, this situation is different in a way, but in a way it's the same old song, just a different tune. Now, what makes this situation different is that the officer that lost his life had nothing to do with the situation that took place. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and a father that was obviously hurt ended up taking his life. You know what they say, hurt people hurt people. So, according to the information that I've gathered, the son was part of a 4-man crew that stole a Kia. His name was Ryan Hinton. I'm not sure if he hopped out that Kia before the police got there or when they got there, or if he was ever even in the Kia. But I do know that the footage starts with him hiding behind 2 dumpsters. He runs out from the dumpsters, past the police, and he gets shot twice. It looks to be that his arm is in a sling, right? So, he loses his life. Of course, the police is going to say, well, he had a gun. So what I've gathered is that the police said that he had a gun, allegedly. They did find a gun on the scene. You couldn't tell if he had a gun or not in the video footage. And I do know that the police is not to be trusted in situations like that, because they will plant guns and stuff like that, especially when they know that they did some foul play shit. But the family was shown the footage of Ryan being unalived. A few hours later, which the father was present. The father was present. Rodney Hinton Jr. was present. A few hours later, after leaving and returning to the precinct multiple times, he left the parking lot for the last time and hit an officer that was directing traffic. After this took place, he had a hearing where there was like 50 officers present. Allegedly or evidently, obviously, a scare tactic. And they wouldn't let his family come in the courtroom. We've seen this a lot. Police killing black people. It's particularly black men. And we do know that we are viewed as a threat out here. Right? So, in certain situations, y'all, we gotta learn we gotta learn how to be low risk. Like, in my opinion, An 18-year-old boy that just knows that he, that knows that he just did some shit, knows that he could possibly, go to jail. Well, knows that he's going to jail. He's scared. He tries to run out, which was the wrong move. When the police got you in a situation like that, guns are drawn. You need to be on the ground with your hands. The hands you got free need to be on the back of your head. It's that serious, like real talk. That's how serious it is. Running from the police and doing all of that stuff, that's a thing of the past, y'all. Real talk. You got to fight these cases in court. Because if you ain't got no head start on them, and I'm not telling nobody to run from the police, I'm not telling you to get yourself into nothing to where you even need to do that. What I'm saying is, if everything's already done and the dust is beginning to settle, and the police got you, the police got you. You got to make sure that you leave up out of there with your life, for real. And there's certain procedures that have to be taken in order for you to do that. And running from the police ain't gonna get you nowhere but unalived. We see that now. And they gonna say, oh, he did this or he did that, he had this and he had that. I just seen on the news this morning where a guy that unalived somebody, a police officer that unalived somebody, he got away with it. He beat the case. We've seen this multiple times. And it continues to happen. So we gotta learn and we gotta teach our kids that, guess what? Being black, being young in America, you are a threat. These people are scared to death of you. Not only that, we killing each other, still killing each other at an alarming rate. Which is a great reason why these deaths are justified. Oh, he was an animal. He was this, he was that. He got a reputation in the streets. He was a gangbanger. You know what people are gonna say? Oh, good job. The police did a good job. Whether it was justified or not. So, I just want to hit y'all with that, a couple words from your boy. Like I said, it's almost over with, gang. Make sure that y'all hit that like button, make sure that y'all subscribe, and make sure that y'all stay above ground. Real talk. Y'all know I love y'all. It's your boy, SNTV. I'm out.